Hey, it's BoneFist, Peterborough's first real superhero. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the spiked Frisbee, the spiked disc. I call it the bone disc, but it's almost like a Batarang on a budget, a really sweet ghetto gadget that you can make with not a lot of parts. So what you'll need is a Frisbee, preferably plastic. If you can get some kind of other Frisbee, that might be cool. But I've started some of the nails in there. You can see parallel to each other is how I kind of like to keep it. Something to poke through the Frisbee. What we're going to be using is scissors, or you could use a knife, a screwdriver, anything metal and that could heat up. You might even be able to use the nails if they're long enough, but I like to keep them short. Lighter to heat up those scissors or whatever you're using, and possibly tape if you're trying to secure your stuff a little better. But what we'll be using is 1.5 inch roofing nails, I believe they're called. Just because I like them, they're pretty short and they have that wider base at the bottom. Hopefully will keep things a bit more stable. I know with these ones they had a bit of a thinner base and they're a bit longer. I'm hoping with the shorter nails that it'll be more efficient in kind of spreading that energy out, and maybe keep them a bit sharper and less breaking of the plastic of the Frisbee, because this one has taken a lot of damage. It has a lot of splits in it around these parts from the nails shifting when they hit something, from throwing it. But start this off, you'll need your scissors or whatever you're using to poke through. Got a bit of plastic on them. Your lighter, and just start heating it up. Obviously, don't breathe in any of the stuff that you're doing here. I'm just doing it inside to film, but I would do it outside usually if I was melting something like this or trying to poke through some plastic. Don't breathe in any of these fumes, and make sure you're being safe with your spiked Frisbee or spiked disc. Don't want you to get hurt. Once you have it lit up enough, you should be able to poke through. You have a pretty good hole there. All I've done is just poke through right there. And once you have it poked through, you don't have to worry too much about melting it more. You can just kind of spindle the scissors in it to widen it out. And just take your time and keep trying to push your nail through the hole. You obviously want the hole to be as tight as possible, so it's as snug as a fit as you can get with the nail. But it doesn't really matter too much if you go too wide and your nail's a little bit loose. We're trying to get there. I don't want to overdo it. I'm trying to be speedy for the video. There we go. So now we got 3 of those in there. We'll have the 4th one come out the bottom there, and then you have a basic spiked Frisbee, spiked disc. And it's okay if they do rise up a bit like that. They're still going to be just as effective. I've tried it a lot. Most of the ones on this one are kind of raised like that, and it still works pretty good, aside from the nails being pretty long, which I find they'll get pushed in a lot. So that's why I like the tape, or if you can get any glue to kind of hold the nails in. It definitely works a lot better. We'll do this last one, just to give you the idea of how it works. But I think this is a pretty cool little ghetto superhero gadget. It's almost, like I said, a shitty Batarang that you can use. Don't use it on real people unless your laws allow it, which I highly doubt it. Don't use this on real people. Be safe with it. Throw it at some wood, throw it at some styrofoam, whatever. Gonna have to heat that up a bit more. And depending on your Frisbee, the thicker it is, the more resilient it's going to be, but it's going to be harder to get the hole through it, especially if you're doing it this way. I'd prefer to do it with a drill, but I don't have a drill bit that's this small. And I don't want to make a big hole and then have to kind of size around it with tape and stuff. I'd rather it be as snug as possible. We're still not getting through there. I don't know why this one's being so stiff. It is kind of cold in here. That could have something to do with it. We'll heat it a little bit longer, poke this hole through. Quality content on the weighting. It is a little bit easier to do if you're not on a kind of a table like I am. But we do have a hole poked through. See if we can widen it a bit. If you do have something flatter than like scissors, you can. It is a lot easier to make the hole straight, to get the nail or the screw or whatever you're using through it. Bam. Got your basic spiked Frisbee. You know, it's going to be pretty effective. Just kind of stabbing it in the wood. It's leaving some marks in there. I will have a future video maybe throwing at some wood or some styrofoam, or if I have some pumpkins left over from Halloween, you know, might try doing a video with those, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, you know, you got your spiked Frisbees, spiked discs, ghetto batarangs, bone discs, whatever you want to call them. Pretty effective weapon, I would say, although don't use them on people, like I said. More for fun, just as something to have fun with. Thanks for watching. You know, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell. Make sure to check out our other videos, like the homemade knuckle dusters, plastic knuckle dusters, the vest, just our other RLSH content overall. You know, and thank you for tuning in. See ya.